Hey, what's up, everybody? BDF 44 coming at you in another video. All right, it's a continuation from another therapy session because it got cut off. I didn't save enough time. You know how I do. But the point is that I was trying to make is people going outside doing things they have no business doing, in the application that is out there for them to continue to fall into, the trap that's continued to be applied to them, is just somehow allowing them to get warped into an idea where they don't see that loyalty is not possible in the circumstances they're in. You going outside, you're looking for something that ultimately is going to lead to you leading others to ruin with what it is that you're doing. So of course the people that you're in cahoots with who are helping you do that are not people that you can trust. Just like the people who they are doing that to, who you are doing that to, shouldn't be trusting you. So why is it that we go outside, do bad, and expect the people next to us to be good? When it comes to us, we'll sell poison to this person, shoot at that person, sell this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, they're supposed to be loyal to the people that they next to. That's doing that with them. And that's supposed to make sense to these people. It doesn't. It does not make any sense. In the no snitching conversation we've had many times, it's like they're breaking people, man. This is where I left off before the camera got cut off. They gonna break your homie. That you ain't gonna be able to just be in there and expect 100% loyalty from 100% of people. They apply this psychological nonsense to these people. They know exactly how to break your mind. They know how to break your dog. So it's like, don't think that it's just as simple as his loyalty keeping his mouth shut. Nah, they gonna do all kinds of psychological stuff, try to break that man's spirit, break his mind, put every fear in his heart, everything he can, have him concerned about stuff for a long time, have him sitting around for hours and hours and hours to break his spirit. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they do. That's what they have to do to clean up the streets. So it's like, look, if y'all want to play around with the psychological games that they got y'all wrapped up in, sending celebrities your way to tell you to snitch and not snitch, to show you that they doing this in the jail, to show you that it's a glorified jail so that you'll want to go, basically. So that you'll say, oh, I need my street cleared. Got real voices that are speaking to the youth, talking about, I can tell y'all ain't never been to jail. Like, that's something I'm supposed to want. Listen, that's an agenda. That is an agenda. That's not an independent thought. Just like I listened to Meg Thee Stallion's point of view. She was standing up there. We can tell y'all we don't need y'all black men. We want y'all. That's an agenda, fam. They paid her to say that. It's meant to separate us and keep us from one another, as we always talk about. These are agendas. These are voices that they pay, people that they pay to push this nonsense, spin the block and every damn thing. I just want people to understand that they're investing in this. They, whomever they are, people need to get to the bottom of who they are. That's the point. We should know their names. We should know them by the book. We should have everything about these people in our faces since they influence so much of what goes on in our minds. And so that's what I tell people, man. I wake up in the morning very thankful that I have family and support for my situation and all the little stuff that I got going on with my brain. While it doesn't function the way it should for me to be able to do simple things, the bigger picture stuff I see very clearly because of it. It's what my mind is focused on when it's not focused on the things it should be. It's the frequency I'm on, and it's for a purpose. It ain't just to have me running around here looking the way I'm looking. It's to put forth the suggestion of understanding that some of this stuff is in place to manipulate the mind, and the sanity that we agree upon is actually a bunch of stuff that may or need to be sorted through. And what makes us sane in 2023, and the things that we agree upon in the grand scheme of things have little holes in it, little dents in it, chinks in the armor that help us understand that there's no fairness there, but it is an agenda of evil in place, and a lot of times it's meant to confuse. It's not meant to really lead you anywhere. It's meant to lead you in circles. And that's the point. I don't want to snitch. I need to snitch. I'm afraid at the time, but I want to be a gangster. I want to spin the block and get revenge, but I bet not because it's going to get me in jail. But I want to be in jail because look how King Lil J is turning into a celebrity in jail. But wait, he's gay, so nobody wants to be gay. But wait, we're supposed to support them. It's just like they're not sending us in any real direction, man. They just want to send us in every direction so we won't know what the hell to think. Confusion allows them to hurt you in whatever way they want to. They can just sweep you up while you're spinning around like a damn top. Don't let it happen to you. Essentially what I'm saying. Keep your minds focused on what it is that ultimately you have to do to keep your spirit right. And try to disconnect from these devices here and there when necessary, especially if you're the type of person who doesn't discipline yourself away from that nonsense. You're not strong enough to spend enough time away from the worst of stuff. You need to try to spend yourself your time away from all of small portions of time that can grow into bigger separations from these devices. But I think people need to wean off of these devices just like any other drug, honestly. And it's for no other reason. It's deteriorating our mind just like a drug would. So that's what I'm saying, man. I try to put something in this content, into this camera, into these devices that would be of substance, and I hope that I'm able to help in whatever way the Lord will allow. But that's really what I wanted to come here and say. Come back and just continue to finish the point that I was making from the previous video, as I often find myself having to do when I don't clean up space in my phone. But that was an important point, and I just want people to understand, man. I don't see nothing out there. But an agenda could continue to round up bodies and put them in jail for profit. That's all I see, man. I don't see nothing else. A clear agenda to round up humans. And y'all can continue to look at it as if it's empowered in doing so. But believe you me, man, you're just a number, bro. I don't care how much power or weight you think you hold, whatever it is, at the end of the day, they got you caged for as long as they want to. And they can do a lot of weird stuff to you, make a mockery of your case, all kind of weird stuff. It's just not worth it, man. Have all your best friends turning on you, your kids left without you, have people wanting to kill you. It's all kinds of different stuff that comes with just choosing to go out there and be one of them for them. And that's exactly what you are. You ain't living for God. You're living for the American government to play the chase, come catch me game. And ultimately, either they do or the streets catch up to you first, and you end up ruined either way. It just doesn't have any sense attached to it. And if your spirit is right, you won't even want to go down that path, man. If your spirit is pointed in the direction that helps you understand what the bigger picture is in life, you're going to see that you have real enemies in this world. And if you fund yourself that way, that money can't stay. The money can't stay. As soon as you find yourself wrapped up in whatever it is you're going to be wrapped up in with them because of your choices, you out the game. Look at this Keefe D situation. He's out here telling on to himself in regards to whatever happened in the Tupac murder. I look at people and say, man, that man, it's easy to say he's stupid and he's just running his mouth. It's easy. He's just running his mouth. He's stupid. What I'm looking at there, though, I'm like, man, people got a lot to gain. A lot of parties have a lot to gain from the trial being publicized and everything that can come from that trial. I think they're initiating that trial. I think Keefe D, it's understood that they had him by the tail, so to speak. They had him. Offering him different deals and stuff like that. That, man, is what in what I call loose custody. They got him. He is wrapped up. He can't do nothing without them being on his doorstep. And it's been that way the whole time. I don't know why people don't see it this way. 6ix9ine, loose custody. That boy ain't free. You think he's free? Hey, he got cops around him at all times. He ain't free. That man is working for the government. Clearly. It's not even a question. It's like he can't do anything illegal. They keep people around him. Anybody he interacts with, they are wrapped up. Every time I see 6ix9ine, I'm like, okay, this Kodak Black thing, okay, Kodak's probably going to be facing some type of trial very soon. If he's sitting next to that dude, he don't want to be. This is the first thing I want people to understand. He definitely did not want to be next to Kodak, to 6ix9ine. Hell no. You see that boy's body language when they were sitting in the car together? He didn't want to be nowhere near that man. The reality is, Kodak's probably facing something. And this is Kodak in loose custody. Loose custody. So any of these people that I see that are talking about whatever they're talking about in regards to, I just got out of jail and now I'm trying to get back into the public of the people and we gonna get ourselves around other celebrities and we just gonna continue to act like everything. Gonna loose custody. He ain't free. Don't think that boy's free. He ain't free. He's not free. Okay, he's out here, but they got him. He do anything, he going back. And so with that comes whatever the hell they want him to do with that. So that's what people need to understand. It's not deeper than that, fam. It really ain't. It ain't deeper than that. That dude is, he's out here because they allow for that to be the case. He gonna be famous again. His music gonna do well because they want him to be famous. That is it. That is it. You know, and a lot of the artists that we find in our faces doing well, they're in loose custody. They work for the government, fam. So people need to embrace that and just understand I'm speculating. I don't know these people. I don't know any of this, but it's obvious. It's completely obvious, man. Once the government got you by the balls, they're not gonna let you out to be famous without having a hold on you, fam. Are you crazy? Nah, that's it. That's it. T.I. Loose custody. Any of these, all of them. Boosie, loose custody. All of them. All of them. Once they got you, they got you. And they're gonna always hold something over your head that'll have you in jail for 1,000,000 years unless you cooperate with such and such and such and such. And it's more of them too. I'm just speculating about who I think it is, but it's more. Probably the whole industry. Loose custody. They might as well be in handcuffs right in front of us while you put the spotlight on them. Fam, they not free. So that's what I want to tell people, man. The whole machine, I think it's got the whole machine. Music, sports, the whole machine. It just makes sense that it would align with the government's intentions because the government has to control the people. Like you don't even have to think about it too much. It's like this is what needs to happen in order for they control us, bro. Half of what our day is spent doing is either working or focusing on the machine's displays to us. Whatever the hell they want to show us through this device. That's what it is. Your celebrities, your sports people, all the different influencers, all of us, we're on these channels. They want you to see what they want you to see in regards to us, our images, all of that stuff. The loose custody. So that's why I tell people, man, all the self-snitching, anytime I hear somebody self-snitching, I just assume they understand that they are testifying, basically. You are testifying. Anything that you say can be used against you in the court of law. You are testifying. If you want to tell people that you did this, this, and this, I'm just assuming that you got somebody next to you telling you that it's now time for you to do that. You know what I mean? Like literally. And that's what I think smart people need to be thinking at this point. Yo, that's what I'm at with it. Loose custody, man. If you've been arrested and you one of these street dudes, nah, that's over with, man. That is over with, man. That's over. So that's what I'm telling everybody who listen to me, man. I'm done playing these games. I'm done watching them herd back black folks in different directions specifically, to where our women don't want us, don't need us, and can exploit themselves in ways that no one else would respect. But for some reason, it's considered empowerment today. It's bullshit. To be honest with you, the agenda is nonsense. You know what I mean? So they can devalue themselves completely, and then have their ego wrapped so much in that they would never see the deciding wisdom in changing to being cool. You see what I'm saying? It's like, not only is my buffoonery still buffoonery, but I'm also dignified in my buffoonery to never choose to otherwise be a buffoon. That is what they've done to the black woman. That's exactly what they've done to it. Every sexy red, every last one. I just see it's yet another example. Okay, that's a buffoon who is supposed to be exalted in that buffoonery. I ain't gonna change. I don't want to change. Everybody needs to know this is how we show our tail in 2023. And it's like, it's not gonna age well, but hey, everybody's agreeing upon it, so let's go. You know, there's no shame. It's like there is no shame except for the fact that the people who are in place that control the country are still the same ones who was in control in 1973, like we said, and they don't respect this stuff no more than they did back then, but they allow it to seep through the cracks because it can control you in a direction that allows you to keep value of yourself, black woman, yourself, black man, low value, low frequency, exactly what they want you to be, easy to control. Friends, that is exactly what they want. And look, that's what it is for other races too. It ain't just black folks. We're going through it. It's pointed at us, but it's pointed at everybody in its own way. I think that's what it is. It's pointed at everybody. I'm trying to confuse as many people as possible, have people confused about as many people as possible. That's what it is. You know, confused about others. Like, I don't know if I can trust them or not, but I've seen every episode of such and such, and they showed me what it really looked like when somebody like him walked down the street toward me. So I need to. It's like that type of stuff is so embedded in our heads in such a way, through these devices and the crap that the machine and others, influencers, are putting in our faces, to where it's just seemed like overload is a real thing at this point. This is overload, and there's no one in place that understands this well enough to regulate it in such a way that is best for our minds. I don't believe so, because we got the guys that are in place that have been in place for so long that don't understand the internet like they need to. They're not policing the internet like would otherwise be healthy for us. So that's also where the evolution of this whole thing needs to go. Just get some balance and some understanding of what's bad for the brain and how we're continuing to overload ourselves with nonsense in a lot of cases. And that's bad for our society because it makes for rotten humans, truly rotten humans. And that confusion is something that I hope to suggest against and away from. So that's what I'm here to say, man. It's a two-parter. I hope everybody got what it is I was trying to say in a positive way. I speak and I let myself go, but I don't care, man. At this point, I'm letting frustration out and I'm letting people know what I see. Buffoonery is real. The art of turning a person into a clown and then applying some psychology to them to make them think that clown behavior should be respected by everyone and that they should be their ego should be attached to keeping that behavior going is the epitome of evil in my mind. That's truly what evil's about. It's confusing people, making them applying something to them that they shouldn't respect, and then putting forth the culture, applying a certain culture to it that would otherwise make them keep that going. It's awful, man. It's horrible. But it's what's in place. So we gotta respect that it is. And ignore the trolls, man. A lot of the trolls are in place to keep that going. They are meant to deter minds from believing that they should otherwise think in a way that maybe they would think if not for that troll being in place. They want you to doubt yourself. They want you to doubt what is right. They want you to doubt that there is righteousness anywhere else to be found. It's all different types of stuff. And who they are may be nothing. They may be somebody sitting somewhere that doesn't have a whole lot going for them. They may be a bot with predetermined thoughts in place, written by someone who we probably don't even know of at all. It's a lot of stuff that just leaves it open-ended, and ultimately why it doesn't hold as much credibility to balanced minds. So ignore the trolls is what I'll tell you. They hold no weight. They might as well not be there, and if you don't feed them, they're not there. Period. So that's kind of how that goes. And identify where the trolls are at, man. They're always looking to bait you in some way, shape, or form. Usually race related, because they know that a lot of people's egos are wrapped up in race, and they want to ask questions once they see that. You know, the latest thing is to cry racism against black people on every situation, whatever it is. If on IG, it's like, if it looks even slightly imbalanced toward black people, suddenly the thoughts, the rhetoric that would be applied to racists becomes what is applied to blacks. It's like the running game. It's like only black people are racist in IG land. And it's funny to me, really, but then you'll see the opposite of that. You'll see the guy that's looking to attack white people unnecessarily for no reason. And you click on his page, and his page is just as blank as the other guys. It's like they're trying to bait both sides, and we got to know that when we have our egos wrapped up and our identity wrapped up and our pride wrapped up in our racial point of views, we got to know that middleman's in place looking to try to sway us to believing that being angry is the way to go. Having your ego ruptured as you look at your phone in whatever space you're living in, actually standing in, you feel like you're involved in a fight when you're really not. That's done purposefully. We got to look for that. We got to guard our thoughts when we see those type of energies trying to bait us into racial conversation. Look at the comments that are also responding to those comments. Some of those are bots too, trying to suggest certain things as if they're fact. 2 or 3 people agreeing upon something in the same thread. It's a bunch of bullcrap. It's all meant to make you feel like, yes, this is. No, it's not. It's just a couple of bots agreeing with one another to make you feel this is. None of it's real. So that's what it is, man. Trust yourself. Trust your God if you believe in him, and pray to him regularly to help him guide you through the fog that is forever in place in this capitalistic world. So that is the fullness of my therapy session. I'm going to get back to what I was doing. Hopefully find a way to eat afterward, because, man, I am hungry. Once again, I want to thank my family for providing me with the help that I needed. I hope to pay it forward in some magical way through what it is that I do. and through the Holy Spirit, who provides me the opportunity to speak words that I really appreciate. He gives me the freedom to say, because there are people around the world who may have these words to say who probably not have the opportunity to say them for whatever set of reasons. So that's what I got to say. I appreciate my voice. I don't take it for granted, and I hope that I'm using it in a way that can help the planet. So that's what I got to say, man. Big up to everybody who's ever sent me any support. Thanks for all the 444 followers. BDF 44, I thank you all for watching.